This is Take a Stand by BelleAmant, read by Satori Reads. This is a part 2 of the series Just As Bad. I do recommend listening to the first part that is already on my profile, and I will be adding the last and third part later. Summary: Izuku Midoriya hasn't smiled right in days. Hitoshi Shinsou needs to fix his mistakes. Nothing changes, not truly. Izuku Midoriya hasn't smiled right in days, and his friends are growing more concerned with every passing day. It's not unusual, per se, for Midoriya to have a day go by where his smile is a little less bright than usual. His peers don't know everything, but they've heard Bakugo admit that Midoriya had a rough childhood. Specifics are unclear, but the students of 2A know better than to make a comment when Midoriya flinches more than usual, or his hands shake at times where they normally would not. But each time, Midoriya has always bounced back the next day. He'll be sad one day and a ball of passion the next, like a rainbow after a storm. It's the same trend, time after time after time. He hasn't bounced back yet, though, and it's going on day 4. It's not that Midoriya doesn't smile, no. Everyone knows that even the happiest of people can't grin all of the time. Hell, no one can forget the time Kirishima roasted Monoma after the boy insulted his beloved Crocs. But Midoriya doesn't simply let his sadness show freely. No, he just tries to put on a facade, and it's heartbreaking to see. When Midoriya is sad, he tries to put on a happy face and act like everything is alright. Tries, because Midoriya's eyes and smile betray him every time. His eyes are just a touch too dull, his lips a little too shaky. These past few days, however, it's like Midoriya has managed to hit a new low. His eyes barely shine, only a flicker emerging every now and then. His smile is so stretched it looks painful, like the boy can't remember how to grin. It's gotten to the point where Midoriya won't give full smiles, instead choosing to give tight-lipped ones. They manage to look less sad, less forced, but they also remind his peers just how much is missing. 4 days go by in this manner, with his friends unwilling to upset him by confronting him, but also unsure how to help. They've tried acting like everything was normal, if a bit more affectionate, like they usually do. They've tried giving him space, in case he just wants time to break down where no one can see. They even formed a massive cuddle pile, with Todoroki lined up so that his boyfriend was on his warm side, but that only coaxed a few flickers back into his green eyes. Midoriya's friends want to help, but Midoriya is more elusive on his bad days, and has a tendency to slip away as soon as he possibly can. So when the bell rings for lunch, his friends aren't surprised, just sad, to see him all but sprint out of the room. It's not too surprising either that Aizawa is out of the door a few moments after the boy, but no one is sure if that's because he's eager to go to lunch, or is also concerned about Midoriya. What is surprising is how Bakugo slams his hands on his desk, whirling around to face Shinso. "I thought I told you to talk to him!" Bakugo snarls, and Shinso flinches. He's acting like it's middle school all over again, and he was finally getting past all of that shit. You single-handedly restarted all of his goddamn progress, you fucking insomniac. I got him glancing around corners again. Do you know how long it took him to break that habit? You what? Bakugo cuts the boy off, and Shinso hunches in on himself. That guarantees that Class 2A pays attention, as if they weren't already listening, because Shinso has never cowered before. "I tried," Shinso shouts, but the words come out shakily. "I tried, but he didn't believe me." "Of course he didn't," Bakugo comments, rolling his eyes. "Deku won't believe a half-assed apology about shit like that. You have to fucking mean it." "I do," Shinso states. "Then prove it, eyebags." Bakugo takes a step back, eyes protectively fierce as he adds, "Because if I see that fake-ass grin on his face for one more day, I'm blowing you to bits. And no one in this class would stop me." Bakugo looks away from Shinso then, eyes darting to Todoroki. I see hot, let's go. Go where? Todoroki asks, and Bakugo scoffs. To find your boyfriend, Freezer Burn. Come on. Todoroki follows Bakugo out of the room, and the room falls into silence. But then Uraraka speaks up, voice uncertain as she asks. Shinso? What was Bakugo talking about? He seems to be saying that you are the reason Midoriya is upset, kiddo. Asui points out, words bland but eyes narrowing with suspicion. Midoriya has been upset since the day you requested to speak to him, Ida notes. Shinso, did you say something unkind after class? To get a reaction like this out of Deku-kun, it would have to be way more than unkind. Uraraka realizes, and the remaining students of 2A all lock their eyes on Shinso. Shinso closes his eyes, trying to hide the shame that's been hiding within them. I don't think I should talk about it. He's never been so unsure of his words before, but after his mistake last time, he can't help but second guess each sound that leaves his lips. He doesn't want to prove his old classmates right, yet it feels like he's already doing exactly what they expected, hurting those who only wanted to be kind to him. And why not? Jiro asks, twirling one of her earphone jacks. Saving your ego? Bakugo made it clear that you're the reason Midoriya is so unlike himself. Ojiro points out, arms crossing. He's never fully forgiven Shinso for the 1A sports festival, but he'd been close to it. Close to just forgetting about it all, and letting Shinso be without remaining wary and suspicious. Had he been wrong to want to move on? Ojiro isn't sure anymore, but he knows that it's cruel to make Midoriya feel so low, as Shinso obviously has. We just want to know why, so we can help him. Ojiro finally finishes. It's not for me, Shinso says. I learned something about Midoriya. Something he probably doesn't want shared. And why would that make him upset? Yaoyorozu asks. It's not like Midoriya to open about the details of his past, but I doubt it would make him so solemn. He didn't open up to me, Shinso hisses, nails digging into the palms of his hands as he clenches his fists. I assumed something, and I was wrong, okay? I'm trying to fix it, but he doesn't listen. Then act, Uraraka says sharply, because whatever you assumed hurt Deku. I'm going to start throwing hands if you don't get your act together. I will, Shinso shouts, and then quieter. I will. He just needs a chance. But the chance doesn't count that day. No, it doesn't. Midoriya remains elusive, eyes dull and lips stretched thin, and Todoroki remains by his side, sending that cold, suspicious look his way whenever he so much as glances at the green-haired boy. The worst part, Shinso thinks, isn't how his peers seem to distrust him now. It's not even the fact that Aizawa, of all people, is looking at him with what feels like disappointment. It's realizing how alone he is. How alone he made himself, because he pushed Midoriya away. The student in 2A who is most like him, and Shinso told him to go. It hurts the most, but Shinso will make things right. He just needs to figure out how. And as Shinso sits in his room, pondering how to fix his mistakes, Midoriya sits up on the roof, reflecting over lunch. Aizawa had followed him out when the bell rang, and the two had talked for a while, before Bakugo and Todoroki arrived. It had been odd, Midoriya thinks, how Aizawa had seemed concerned for his mental well-being, as if it was his duty to work, to want Midoriya to be better. He wonders if it's just another way that Yue is different. He wonders if Yue will grow tired of him, will become another Aldera to him. He hopes not. He really, really hopes not. But Yue has been nothing but an exception so far, and Midoriya worries that he's taken it for granted. So this was Take a Stand by BelleAmant, read by Satori Reed. So as I said, this was the part 2 of the series Just as Bad by BelleAmant. I will be reading the third part later in another video, so I hope you enjoyed and see you next time.